Yo, it's your boy Juice WRLD, you know, coming live from Chicago type shit.
Before Juice WRLD would drop tracks like Lucid Dreams, Moonlight, Sticks and Stones, and All Girls Are the Same. Before Juice WRLD would get Cole Bennett to direct his music videos, and would work with the likes of Lil Bibby, G Herbo, Lil Uzi Vert, and Lil Yachty. Before crushing it on SoundCloud with over 73 million plays, and that's just counting his 2 top songs. Juice WRLD came up in the suburbs of Chicago and cites 2 of the city's biggest stars, Kanye West and Chief Keef, as major influences. No surprise there, but the young artist's listening habits go well beyond hip-hop. Since middle school, he's been listening to everything from pop to hardcore rock, even emo music. Now these genres, they helped him to form his own unique sound, but what got him into listening to this stuff in the first place? Well, apparently, it was all to impress a girl who he was in love with back in the 5th grade. But, well, she was just the first of a number of girls that would have a lasting impact on his sound.
I mean, I was going through hella relationship shit, and I was to a point where I'm like, I'm finna make a biased ass statement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously all girls aren't the same.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrutton, documenting the life and career of Juice WRLD prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, I've got hundreds and hundreds of bios we've done here on this channel, and I recently covered Landon Cube and SOBRBE. And for those of you who hit me up in the comment section saying that it's Landon Cube, he said that just one time in an interview, and it was a joke. But you guys had me second guessing myself. Now, as always, be sure to let me know who you want me to document next in the comments down below. The best way to get a hold of me is via Instagram or Twitter at McCruttonM. Alright, let's get into Juice WRLD. Hey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom!
I don't wanna lose, I don't wanna lose you. Turn into a swimming pool.
Juice WRLD was born Jared Higgins on December 2nd, 1998 in Chicago, Illinois. Early in his life, his parents split, and while his father would come in and out of his life, his mother was there for him and his siblings. Jared was raised in the Calumet Park suburbs but moved around a lot during his childhood, finally settling in Homewood, Illinois, where he attended Homewood Flossmoor High School. Sounds nice. Now, Jared has said that moving around a lot helped him to adapt to different environments quickly. Also, he was a pretty social person, so he didn't have trouble making friends. Jared had been involved in music his entire life. As a kid, he played the piano, the guitar, and drums, and was pretty much self-taught. He started getting serious about listening to music when he was in the 5th grade. At the time, he had a crush on an emo girl. Now, to try and impress her, he started listening to all the bands she likes, which was a wide assortment of rock bands, including Panic! At the Disco, Black Sabbath, Fall Out Boy, Billy Idol, Paramore, Black Veil Brides, Senses Fail, and Bullet for My Valentine. But she was about to take. Or he was, what? At the same time, he was also listening to hip-hop. His brothers and cousins, they loved artists like Jeezy, Gucci Mane, Big Sean, and Lil Wayne, and turned him on to their music. Jared's taste in rap didn't take him too far from home either. He cites Chief Keef both as his biggest musical influence early on and his favorite rapper. At the same time, he says his favorite album is Kanye's 808s and Heartbreak. He is a big fan of Lil Durk and several other Chicago artists. On top of that, he's mentioned listening to Eminem, Kid Cudi, Travis Scott, Odd Future, Foo Fighters, and Ozzy Osbourne. And that ain't all.
I went through anything from the Beatles to like Skrillex.
His broad range of tastes go beyond just music. You might be surprised to hear that Jared is a big fan of nature and the outdoors, as well as 80s movies. Yeah, his favorite being To Live and Die in LA. Now, I'm gonna guess that most of you haven't seen that movie, so let's take a quick look.
Is this my package?
That was pretty weird, but that's pretty much been Jared's vibe his entire life. He doesn't mind being different, and this even applied to his drug habits. While his peers were smoking weed, he used Xanax and Percocets, and claims they were not seen as cool at the time. Then around the time that those drugs started to get a lot of shoutouts in rap music, and a lot of people were getting into them as well, that's when he decided to quit.
I would tell myself to stay as far away from drugs as possible.
As a kid, Jared would freestyle with his friends. By 6th or 7th grade, he started to write lyrics and spit his raps during lunch. By freshman year of high school, his peers encouraged him to take rap seriously, and he decided to pursue it as a career. For a rap name, well, he was inspired by one of the greats. He explained, "I used to have a Juice cut, like you know Tupac from the movie Juice. That was also around the time I started rapping for real, and I was just thinking about names and I was like, I'ma go by Juice since I got a Juice cut. It was just corny enough to work. Honestly, I'm not even sure where the word world came from. I was just trying to be creative. In fact, early on he used the moniker Juice the Kid. It was with that name that he dropped his first few tracks on SoundCloud back in 2015, which were Make It There, Lost My Mind, and his very first release, Forever. Juice continued to release music on the regular throughout high school, but of course it would take a little time for his dedication to pay off. In the meantime, he explored other options, and he wasn't really interested in going to college. And, well, for a couple weeks, he worked at a factory before he got fired. The main thing he took away from that experience was that he better make it as a rapper. He stated, "Bro, that shit was horrible. I hated it. 9 to 5 wasn't for me at all. The people were tripped out and it made me sad because there were people there that have been doing that shit for 20 plus years." I can actually relate to that story. I worked at a carpet factory for a total of 10 years. Wow, that just took me back. Now, early in his senior year of high school, Juice got 10K views on one of his videos, and for him that was the moment he felt like he had made it. It was around this time that he joined the collective Internet Money and began working with his producer Nick Mira, who he cites as one of the people who helped to improve him as a recording artist. The first song they worked on together was Too Much Cash, which they didn't have from the factory, but it was coming, for sure. But Juice's first big hit would be Lucid Dreams, which at the time of this recording has amassed nearly 34 million plays on SoundCloud and would be his first to chart the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 74. It would hit number 89 in Canada and number 9 in New Zealand's Heat Seekers chart. Cole Bennett directed the music video, which was released just 2 weeks ago at the time of this recording, and has already amassed nearly 10 million views. But this would not be the first time Juice would work with Cole Bennett, who loves this show, by the way.
Yo, it's Juice WRLD. You rockin' with Lyrical Lemonade. Shout out Cole Bennett.
Lucid Dreams would also feature on his mixtape 999, released on June 15, 2017. Apparently his mom was pretty upset when she saw the title of his project, thinking it was some kind of tribute to Satan. In fact, Juice says, "It's pretty much the opposite of that. I was going through a lot of shit and I wanted to take the hell that I'm in and turn it upside down."
And I turn a 6 upside down, it's a 9.
In December of 2017, Juice released a 3-song EP called Nothing's Different, which would be featured on several hip-hop blogs, including Lyrical Lemonade. 2 months later, Cole would direct Juice WRLD's music video for All Girls Are the Same. It would go on to rack up 19 million views at the time of this recording. Over on SoundCloud, the track has another 39 million plays. The song has also charted Billboard on the Hot 100 and in Canada. That's how I found out about the guy. Now, Pitchfork gave the song a Best New Music designation, and Lil Uzi Vert gave it a major cosign, hopping on for the remix. By the end of 2017, the record companies were already clamoring to sign him, and on March 13, 2018, Billboard reported that he had finally chosen a label, inking a deal with Interscope worth more than $3 million. Shortly after getting signed, he said of his newfound success, "Honestly, I try not to think about it or dwell on it too much. I think that's how people get lost in all of it. I just walk through it, I think about everything, and I know this is a blessing and a surreal opportunity, but I haven't really stopped. I just push forward. Everything is pretty natural, I just remember what I'm in it for. Pressure isn't really the right word, I would say everything is just one big adrenaline rush." Juice WRLD's first studio album, Goodbye and Good Riddance, was released via Interscope on May 23, 2018, and features both of his massive singles, Lucid Dreams and All Girls Are the Same. Now in the future, Juice says he wants to work with the lead singer of Fall Out Boy, also Kid Cudi, Metro Boomin, and FKI. Now I have done it before they were famous on Metro Boomin, I've done it after they were famous on Kid Cudi, and I got no idea who FKI is. Also Fall Out Boy, we could do that, I guess.
My life is like 100% faster and just flashy. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's in my face all the time, and I don't know. It's gonna take some adjusting, but I'm with it. Like this is what I want to do. So.
As for the rest of the story, well, we'll have to wait and see because this is before they're famous. My name is Michael Cred. Thanks for checking out this video. I got 2 more suggested videos for you right here. Be sure to check those out. Let me know who's next in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Whew. Oh, also, I took like 2 or 3 days off there because I do this every day, 365 days a week, a year. See, it's fucking me up. I gotta take a break sometimes, but I'm glad we're back. Konnichiwa. Doesn't make any sense, does it?